Part 2 of 3. 7 questions on re-ranking. 15 seconds each. Pause if you want longer. How many candidates should you typically re-rank? Enough that the answer is reliably in there, and no more, usually somewhere between 25 and 100. The economics are simple. Latency grows linearly with the number of candidates, while recall improvement flattens out. So there's a knee in that curve. Going from 10 to 50 often buys a lot, 50 to 200 usually buys very little and costs 4 times as much. What latency does adding a re-ranker typically add? Tends to a few hundred milliseconds, depending on the model and how many candidates you feed it. Real, but look at the context. In a RAG pipeline, the language model is about to spend several seconds generating. Adding 100 milliseconds to substantially improve what that model is reading is one of the easier trades you'll be offered. Why does re-ranking matter, especially for RAG? Because you only get to show the model a handful of chunks, so which handful is nearly the whole game. You retrieve 50, 5 are going in the prompt. Getting the best 5 into those slots, rather than the 5 that happen to score well on a crude vector distance, changes the answer far more than swapping to a bigger language model will. How does lost in the middle interact with re-ranking? It means the re-ranker's output order matters, not just its selection. Models demonstrably attend better to the start and end of a long context than the middle. So placing your single strongest piece of evidence at position 6 of 10 is close to hiding it. Some pipelines deliberately reorder afterwards, putting the best chunks at both ends and the weakest in the middle. What's the relationship between re-ranking and hybrid search? They're complementary, and they stack well. Hybrid search widens your net. Keyword matching catches the exact product codes and surnames that embeddings fumble. Re-ranking then judges everything in that wider net properly. One improves what you find, the other improves how you order it. Doing both is standard in serious systems, not over-engineering. How does reciprocal rank fusion differ from a cross-encoder re-ranker? RRF merges several ranked lists using nothing but the positions in them, pure arithmetic, no model, no reading. It's essentially free and remarkably effective at combining a vector list with a keyword list. But it never looks at your query or your documents. A cross-encoder actually reads. Different tools, Fusion combines opinions, re-ranking forms one. Can an LLM be used as a re-ranker? Yes, and it has a real advantage. You can give it instructions. Prefer recent documents. Prefer official policy over forum posts. Nuance a fixed ranker has no way to accept. The cost is that it's dramatically slower and more expensive than a purpose-built cross-encoder that does one job well. Reach for it when you need the instructions, not by default. That's part 2. Part 3 picks up right where this left off. It's linked below, along with the full episode.